So for those of y'all that haven't guessed what this is, which I highly doubt, this is my brand new coolant and intercooler overflow tank. I've waited for this thing for quite a long time. It took me a little while to find it, but I finally got my own. And this is provided to by Lance Flathers. I hope I'm saying that right. But this thing is a work of art. Now thanks to my buddy Alex, who I was telling about my plans for this coolant tank, he was able to tell me that the only problem with these tanks is that they share the same coolant. Therefore, the intercooler is probably running higher temperatures than it should because it's sharing it with the radiator's coolant. But luckily for me, I was able to talk with Lance and he was kind enough and willing to work with me on this tank. Now what we did was we separated the intercooler overflow from the radiator overflow, just like it does in factory, but still giving it that nice combined look. So I'm not gonna have to worry about, you know, the intercooler sharing those same temperatures as the radiator coolant because the intercooler is meant to cool everything off, and the last thing I need is hotter temperatures in that intercooler throwing it back into the engine. So thank you, Lance, very much for helping me out with that. And as you can see right here, there's kind of like a little, you can see the lines right here. This is where it separates. These are the plates, and I'm not gonna have to worry about any of that being connected. But one thing I do have to worry about is getting this painted. So let's head over to Elite Performance and get this thing powder coated. And just like that, we made it to Elite Performance. Now I probably could have powder coated, I mean not powder coated, but I could have painted this myself. Would have been a fun little project and addition to today's video, but I don't have the tools to powder coat. And I've already powder coated some things in the engine bay. So to ensure that everything kind of matches, especially something that stands out like this, we're just gonna go ahead and bring it here, let Erwin at Elite Performance do his thing. That way we can get this installed today. Alright, so we got it here, we dropped it off, and if I can't come back and get some slow-mo of our guys over here at Elite Performance doing the work, the painting work, I will. But if not, oh well, this is gonna get done pretty quick, and then that way we can get it installed today. Oh yeah. Alright, so we got our coolant overflow tank, the new one from the guys over here at Elite Performance, Erwin. Now to get this bad boy installed. Okay, now that we're in some work clothes, we're gonna finally install this thing. It's very simple install. All we're gonna do is drain all the coolant from the radiator, which is located down in the petcock. We're gonna drain all that fluid. We're gonna remove the radiator overflow, then the intercooler overflow. It should be a direct bolt install, so this is not changing anything whatsoever. It's gonna go directly on here the way it was made from the factory, and then after that we should be pretty much done, and then we're gonna have a way cooler radiator and intercooler overflow tank for the engine bay. So let's go ahead and get this car on the jack stands, that way we can drain that stuff and get it installed. We're gonna use a nice clean bucket that I rinsed out to catch all this fluid, and then so we can reuse it, because I just did it like maybe about a year ago. So I don't really want to buy all that coolant all over again because it's not the cheapest, so we're gonna recycle that. cool thing about the Ron Davis radiator that I bought is that it came with like this nut that has an O-ring here, and all you do is just twist it off. You don't have to use any type of tool, just your hand. Now we're gonna remove the tanks. I'm gonna make a mess here with the intercooler overflow tank because I don't really know how to drain this properly. So it's alright, it's just a little bit of fluid. Alright guys, it was that simple. Now we're gonna line up and match up the new intercooler and radiator overflow tank, put the fluid back in, fill it up with coolant from the crossover tube, which is this bad boy right here. On these cars, this is how you properly fill your coolant. You remove this cap carefully because it's been known to kind of strip a little bit. Fill everything in from here and then top it off if you need to from the actual tank. But that is your priority. That's the way you're supposed to fill it. If not, you're gonna get all sorts of errors inside the system, and we've already gone over that, but we're not gonna do that today. Okay, so in some cases, this hose right here that goes to the thermostat housing is not long enough. So all I did was went to the local parts store and got some standard heater hose, 3/4 of an inch, and I just got it longer. Easy fix, nothing to worry about. We're gonna route that from the thermostat housing to the new radiator tank and get rid of these annoying clamps. Now we're gonna reinstall our drain plug. I probably should have did this right when it finished draining, but you know, no big deal. As long as you don't forget before you start refilling that coolant, you'll be all right. Alright, so now it's time to fill the car back up with coolant. Now if you're going to be doing a job like this, if you order these type of tanks, do yourself a huge favor and get yourself a refill kit. This is a spill-free refill kit. Absolutely almost necessary to fill this thing up right from the crossover tube, in which I'm about to do right now. This thing will work miracles for you, and it'll prevent a huge mess. And it'll allow you to kind of burp the system with confidence in the right way. So if you can though, order this like way before you get your tank in, because this thing was like $43 at my local parts store, and I know they're a lot cheaper on Amazon. So yeah, get it in advance so you can save some money. Alright, so every mechanic that does not want to cringe, you might want to turn this video off now, because I'm going to do this the ratchet way, but we're going to get it done. Alright, so I need more coolant. Alright, so at the dealership they only had the concentrated, but that's okay because all you have to do is add equal parts of distilled water. Make sure that you use distilled water. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that prepared. That way we can go ahead and finish topping this off and see if it overheats or not. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Tripping. Fill the intercooler side. Alright, it seems to be filled up. Now we're gonna turn the car on. Now all we're doing is burping the system. We're gonna wait for the thermostat to open up. It should drain some of this fluid, if not bubble it up, getting rid of some of those air pockets. And once it's not like lowering or anything, as you can see, it's kind of bubbling up already. We're just gonna wait for these fluids to kind of settle, and then we're gonna tap it off, drive it around a little bit, and then the next day we're gonna open that crossover tube and make sure that the levels didn't drop. If anything, all we have to do, if it did drop, all we have to do is fill it back up just a little bit, tap it off, and check it again the next day. Very simple and easy process. that the coolant is starting to expand a little. Once it, you know, gets up here closer to the cap, we're gonna cap it off and then pay attention to the bubbles in here. So the car is up to temp. It's pretty much stayed right there at that temperature. I have the AC running to put more strain on the engine, and I'm not seeing that it's overheating, so we're gonna go ahead and cap this all off, leave it running for a little bit, take it for a test drive to see and make sure that it's not overheating, and then after that, display the new coolant tank. Take this off. I'm gonna grab it with a towel because it's probably hot. I don't want to burn my hand. Oh my god, that looks so good. Now that I have the radiator cover on, which I do plan on getting the JLT one, which will look a lot better and cleaner and more simplified. It's gonna kind of cover all this area right here that's exposed. It's gonna look a lot better, but check that out, guys. Right now we're gonna take it out for a drive, make sure that it doesn't overheat, and even if it doesn't, tomorrow we're gonna take off that crossover tube cap and top it off. Overheating so far. I'm beating up the car on purpose, but I need to really put some stress on the motor to make sure that it's not overheating. Alright guys, good news, everything checked out. No leaks on the top with the hoses, no leaks on the bottom. I could not be any more satisfied with this tank. It looks amazing. I'm so glad that I painted it black and I'm going with kind of like a darker theme and simplified look within the engine bay. Next, we're going to be doing the valve covers and just kind of try to simplify this engine bay and make it look as best as possible. I want to relocate the battery, and I just have like a whole bunch of goodies that I'm waiting to install, especially to get this to 700 horsepower. So right now I'm gonna let the car cool. That's why I still have it on. I'm gonna let the car cool. I was a little bit hard on it right now, but that was just to ensure that it wasn't overheating. And as you can see for yourself, the temperatures are still at operating temperatures. Yeah. Big shout outs to Lance Flathers for hooking me up with this incredible product. Make sure to give him a follow. And if you're interested in buying one, give him a holler. But anyway, guys, that's gonna conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you think it looks just as good as I do. Make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you on the next one.